as I was building up my YouTube journey, going through subscribers, Dad came to me one day and said, son, why don't we start a podcast? And that changed the game now. He said, why don't we start a podcast? And I was at a time where I was loving the YouTube journey, and I saw that long form content was starting to become the thing. And I started to see, if you can dive into long form content, which is things like this, 30, 40, 50 minutes for people to consume, that's where the money's going. And that's where the attention is going. So how can we start to do that? This is still at a time where it's still really a hobby to me. Again, I'm working a job at this time and doing YouTube. And then we started the podcast. Started it anyhow, not much equipment, just the equipment we had. Building that podcast, I started to see, like, this is becoming a media company. This is something that our grandkids can watch. You know, me talking with my mum and my dad on the show. I started to learn about my parents. I started to see them as human beings, not as mum and dad. It really humanized it. So running a podcast, hiring an editor, you know, and paying an editor and learning the craft, learning it, that started. And I said, okay, wow, this is it. This seems like a pathway. So I'm doing this. We have a family podcast and we're consistent. You know, only about 6% podcasts make it. No, it's about like 97% fail in podcasting because they don't make it past 6 episodes. So if you've made it past 6 episodes, well done. You know, you're in the 1% of podcasts because it's a long journey. But me doing that and starting the family podcast with Dad and being the visionary behind the podcast, learning thumbnails, this started to become my passion, and I started to love it. How can we keep growing this podcast? Even if we get low views, even to today, if we get low views, we don't care because we know where we're going. So being in that craft, you know, still playing football a little bit, but that was starting to slow it down, but now really honing in on this journey. Then I lose my job. Then I'm like, okay, what do I do now? I have comfortable income coming in, but I have this. And Dad said, why don't you just go all in? Go all in. So then I remember I was in the gym one day and a guy in a suit, he always comes in a nice suit. He's from Nepal, India. Always comes in a nice suit. So then I'd see him and then I'd think, how can I do this as a business? And we had a podcast at the time. So then I meet him in the change room and I say, hey man, what do you do? And he said, oh, I'm a migration lawyer. You know, he's very proud. I'm a migration lawyer in Australia, big migration law firm in Australia. I got an office in Sydney, CBD. And then I said, oh, we have a podcast. I don't know what I was saying. I said, we have a podcast. Do you mind if we come in? I lost my job at this time. Then he was like, yeah, sure, come in. Like, come and see what's up. Come and interview me. So I came in his office, nice office in Sydney. And then, you know, I was dressed in a really nice suit, which I always am. Then we have I said, can I get a quick interview, like advice as an entrepreneur? He gives his advice. I leave that room, and I'm just usually fast. I went out of that room, edited a video. I gave him a proposal at that time, just on how we could do something like this. I can't remember what it was, whether it was us helping have a podcast, something like that. And then within 2 hours, I edited a video, put subtitles, boom, posted it. Nice video. He said something really well. I sent it to him, and then he was just like, can you come to my office on Friday? I came to his office on Friday, and then he came and said, as an entrepreneur, I know what I want. I want someone who's fast, who's quick, who gets things done. You came to my office, edited a video within 2 hours, and I watched it like 10 times. It's like, I've never seen work that good. I need that as an entrepreneur. I want to hire you. Give me an amount that you want with your value, come away and give it back to me. And when I walked away from the office, that changed my life. Because I remember throughout that time, I was going in the city, just door knocking in Sydney CBD, going to different offices. Hi, my name's Sugira Rubasha, this is what I do. I remember some people sitting me down, maybe because of the way I was dressed.